back to Chapter's Character. I'm Legend Moore, and I'll be reading Chapter 9 of A Whale of the Wild. Enjoy the video! Chapter 9, Follow. I watched my sister swim away with Capella's body. I should stop her. I could bring Capella back. I'm their only brother, but I'm my mother's only son. I should stay with her and stand and watch. Thinking of all the things I should do squeezes the air right out of me. I lift my head into the dreary fog of morning, gasping. My uncles swim beneath Mother and Great-Mother, nudging them skyward to breathe. Uncle Wriggle is the oldest of them all. Swims apart from the rest, nose pointing in the direction Vega has gone. He sends out his most powerful clickstream. He calls her name. He looks above the water and then drops below to call again. He listens. I watch him and do the same thing. No answering call comes back. How could she do this? Run off again. How could she do it now? I take my place beside Uncle Wriggle. We see fish, large and little, squids and crabs, net boats and wind boats, the soaring eagles, but not Vega. Where does she go? I whisper. Wormward along this shore. Uncle Wriggle says, jump. See if you can spot her from the air. I've never felt less like jumping. Still, when it's loud, sometimes you can see things above the water that are hidden by all the noises below. I circle downward and then point to the sky. I pump my flukes with all my strength and burst into the air, high enough to clear the water. I search for the black swoop of Vega's fin. I jump again. Nothing. Vega is the only one keeping me from wandering off after some interesting fish or curious boat. It feels wrong for her to be gone, like having a flipper stripped away. I turn to my uncle. I should go and get her. I should bring her back. She must come home. Uncle Wriggle says, we need her more than ever. But hear me well, Deneb. Wayfinders will never follow their brothers. They will go where their hearts and their memories tell them to go. My flukes droop at the corners. What if she doesn't want to come home? Maybe she wants Capella more than me. Uncle Wriggle thrums thoughtfully. Even so, you must try. A wayfinder needs a brother at her side. Uncle Wriggle stretches the broad flipper toward mine. You must help her to see the way clearly. He says, your trust will make her strong. Your steadfastness will help her choose the right path. What if we can't even find her? I am bigger than I was last season, and much bigger than the season before. But the sea is as huge as the sky. You have followed your sister all your life. You know it's her. You know her. It is your heart that will find her in the end. Through all your thoughts and all your strength will be needed too. I can still hear the circle of mothers singing their haunting song of goodbye. Vega will lead you back to us. Uncle Wriggle says firmly, trust her. She was wiser than she knows. I take a breath and another. Does he really want me to leave? To swim away? I have only ever followed. Finding is not leaving. Uncle Wriggle says finding her is kind of following. Go as far as the end of this island and no more. If Vega is not there, my voice will guide you back. I look toward the mothers, all tangled together in sorrow. I nuzzle Uncle Wriggle once. I let out the boldest out of my breath that I can make. And then I swim away. I fight the morning push. It's harder with no one to swim alongside and shelter me. I swing my head from side to side, quick streaming at the steep sides of the island. Spindly seaweeds, and strange-looking creatures live at the bottom of these underwater cliffs. Vega is not there. I remember the shallow plain by the blinking light, where there are no trees on the shore. It's always bright there. I head that way, swimming faster now, suddenly certain, as Uncle Wiggle said I would be, that Vega is looking for a place to leave Capella's body. Not a dark place. No, she will leave her in the sunlight. The fog lifts and the sun is well above the mountains when I reach the warmer tip of the island. Vega, I shout. Vega! I send out clicks as loud as I can to search for the shape of her. Seals are everywhere. I look. The nose along the rocky bottom and snap of the spiky little fish they like to eat. They swirl away from me as fast as I swim by. Ordinarily, I would play tag with them, but I can't abandon my quest. I circle back and search again. Vega is nowhere to be found. I was sure she'd be there. I can barely hear Uncle Wiggle now. If I go on without his voice to guide me, I might never find the way home. The dread of being alone presses on me like deep water. I gather my courage. Vega needs me. Ahead is another passage and then another island. And more after that. I will search them all. The sun is at the top of the sky. And I've looked into every inlet. I've found more things than I can even name. Slugs of every color and shape. The sea star with skinny points. The swimming bird with the black beak and red triangles. The wading bird with a red beak and black triangles. But no Vega. Not a hint of her. No matter how many times I call, she doesn't answer. I rest for a moment at the broad passage that leads to the territory of Cold War kinship of salmon eaters. They aren't enemies, not exactly, but the Cold War ways are strange, and nobody understands them when they speak. Would Vega go that way? Would she leave her home waters? Wormwood could take her to more familiar places. But there's more boat noise in the Wormwood end of the sea. I wait for my heart to tell me where she is. As Uncle Wiggle promised it would, one thing is certain. She would never go straight ahead through Deception Pass. Not even her dark stories are told of that path. Dark stories are told of that path. Mother has never said exactly what happened there, but I've heard stories of the capture seasons and the stolen younglings. Sometimes when Mother sleeps, her whole body shivers and she groans. Great Mother always nudges her awake, saying, It is over now. It's done. It is done. Mother goes to Uncle Wiggle when she has the nightmares and rubs her chin gently over the long scar that runs from his flipper up across his back to the base of his fin. He's the bravest of us all. Thank you, she whispers to him. Thank you. Sometimes when she and Great Mother think everyone is asleep, they circle down to the depths where their voices will carry a long way and call for Andromeda and the stolen younglings. Sometimes, when no one is listening, I call their names too, so that their memory will not be lost forever. Vega would never go to such a sad place. She'd look for a peaceful place, a place with good memories. I imagine Vega swimming ahead of me. I think of her going to some place safe and beautiful. Cold War, I decide. There is an island nearby with trees and no humans. With all trees and no humans. Tree Island is where she first taught me how to catch salmon when I was no bigger than Altair. The memory of it makes me happy. Uncle Wiggle is right. My heart will show me the way. I swim through the broad passage on the right path at last.